Welcome back to AFTV, everyone. Lee, you knew it from the moment Mikel Arteta brought off Martin Odegaard. And look, I'll give you credit. You knew it at Fulham as well. You just had a sense for this team not being able to find a way. That's 2 weeks in a row. I think what disappoints me is that Liverpool put 1 point on the board, 2 points on the board since before the Man United game. And we haven't picked up the 9 we needed.
Yeah. I mean, firstly, we should hug it out. Man.
Yeah, I love you. I love you.
I don't, obviously on stream, look, we get heated with things, and look, ultimately.
For anyone who missed the context, the debate was about the poor. Basically, you're saying everyone should be judged the same. If you put on the Arsenal shirt, including Ethan Nwaneri, everyone should be judged the same. In my opinion, I don't think, and it was actually sparked by a super chat. To be fair, we didn't just bring this up. Someone mentioned Ethan Nwaneri as basically like, where was he? And it was probably a troll trying to wind us up, and that's exactly what happened. It got us talking. I just felt that we don't need to talk about him. Yeah. The point is, though, the wider point that every single player needs to look at themselves. I do agree with that.
Mm-hmm. And look, I think the overarching point was from an earlier conversation that happened on that stream, where I just don't want any excuses for any of the players. I don't want it to become like, this player didn't do this because of that. Like, this is a team that was capable of winning that game and winning the league. And if you look at that team, other than Calafiori, that's the first 11. That is Arsenal's first 11. Now, if you go back over the last 3 seasons now, 2 and a bit seasons, we give Arteta a blight for the first season when we challenged. We finished second. We were top for 93%, 293 days. We weren't expected. We all forgive him as Arsenal fans because ultimately, or a lot of us forgive him because ultimately, we know we didn't have enough and we lost to Saliba. We had to play Rob Holding. We then moved to the next season, last season, and we fumbled the bag again when all we had to do in the crunch moment was win the last, I believe, 9 games. We saw Liverpool lose that game against Crystal Palace or against Liverpool at home. And what do? The next game, we play Aston Villa straight after and we lose that game. So and it's down to almost like Arteta's ego. He put Havertz in midfield, and that's not the only reason why we didn't win the late game, but it's one of the reasons. So, you come to this season now, and from the start, it's been absolutely ruined and fumbled by, again, the incompetence from Arteta and the board. Whoever it was that sanctioned some of these deals or didn't sanction some of these deals, it's now transpiring into the crap that we see. And not only have we got that, we've got the issues that we've been speaking about by Arteta for the last 3 years, not rotating the players, which is why some of our players are injured constantly. Yeah. So on that stream, it's just a culmination of all that frustration coming out because I'm now sick of not looking like the club that we are and deserve the trophies that we are, because it then moves on to we lose players, we lose ground. And Chelsea are sitting there and they're thinking, I can't believe it.
They could win the title.
They could win the title after we've killed them. Now, I want every Arsenal fan to actually look at and think about it this season. Do you rate Man City this season? No. They could be level on points with us tomorrow. So if Man City have been this horrible team and they beat Man United, who are absolutely terrible, tomorrow, they could be level on points. Only difference is that we've got I believe we've got 14 plus 14 goal difference and they've got plus 6. That's it. That is it. So, how do we then differentiate between a good and a bad season? This has been nothing short of disgusting. This season has been nothing short of disgusting. We've spent the money, we've given time. Those are 2 things that you need within life. And we're getting nothing back from it. And those fans in the stadium, I believe some of them booed. I would have booed hellaciously I would have gone because I'm sick of it. And my only thing I just believe that the players, if you go on that pitch, whether you're 17, 35, ultimately you have a responsibility to make a difference. Now, what the degree,
I agree with that, by the way.
The degree of difference or the degree of expectation, of course, differentiates between different players. Yeah. But ultimately, you were sent on to do a job and you didn't really make a difference. But that's mostly come down to the manager. So
let's talk about him. Sorry to cut you because Mikel's the big one for me here because I so often find, and maybe there's a video in this, maybe we need to just look back. I so often find that when he sticks to the basics, I feel like it's not. We don't call it basics because we're idiot football fans. That's all we understand. Mm-hmm. I think players as well, give me the roles I know and understand. Keep things ticking in a way that sometimes just keeping it simple works. Yeah. And when you do over-engineer it, which he definitely did with those substitutions, you are just, there's such a thin line between genius and wow, you've just spotted something that's going to open Everton up and we've won the game. But the flip side is everything collapses, and actually we might have been better just doing what we were doing before. It was really strange from Mikel, and I think a lot of this season, from the way he moved Havertz out of position when Ødegaard was injured, to the lack of use of Waneri, to the lack of use of Sterling, if some people say, listen, give up on that one. There's just been a lot of stuff that hasn't, persisting with Timber at left back to the point where you're disrupting the right back position. All this stuff really confuses me. I don't know why he's overdoing it.
I mean, even the fact that the managers brought on Partey, fine, but you brought him on to put him right back, to move your best right back to left back. It makes no sense whatsoever. And it's just, where do we get to a point where you can accept that he's done some really good things, but he's just not good enough? Like, where is that cut-off point? Because right now we're on a continuum of just Arteta and Arsenal. The love fest is just growing constantly for whatever reason. But where does it stop now? Where do we feel like we've just had enough? He's done amazingly well to get us to this point, but maybe it's time for somebody to kind of push us to the next step. And you know what? I know people are going to say, oh, you're flip-flopping. I'll be very happy if he goes tomorrow, because I feel like now he's not good enough. He's not good enough. I've given him excuse after excuse. I've tried to back him constantly, but there isn't any way. There isn't a rhetoric that I have back. What can I say? What can I bring to the fore to be like, you know what? This is the guy that's going to take us over the top. He's the guy that's going to help us to move the needle. What he's showing is that he's inept. So we can keep saying that, he's fantastically well because he's got us playing a great style of football. I'll be honest. You said it. I've said it. I'm bloody bored.
I was bored today for a lot of it.
Yeah. So yes, it's down to minute things as, missing, big chances. But unfortunately, Arteta, you are the main issue here. You're the agonist and you're the main problem here. You're the main agonist for us getting into these problems. So, look, ultimately, the buck falls with him. We can't give all the praise. And then when we falter, the players this and the players that. He lost his head. As a manager, you're the person that's meant to be, the most calmest person in no matter what, win, lose, draw. But I'm getting to the point where, as I said, I just feel like if he goes, I would be quite happy, actually. I'd be quite happy. And it's sad because I hate the fact that Arsenal gets stick for supporting a manager who's done so well for us. I hate the fact that, fans mock him because he's got the most perfect hair and he likes to try things and we've got a dog called Win. I'll be honest, it's for Arsenal fans. I like it. I'm an Arsenal fan, so I'm going to like it. But all the other gimmicky stuff he's doing, you are not Pep. You are Arteta, who has done nothing within football other than win a FA Cup. And we're now, the chickens are coming home to roost. So, unfortunately, I'm not calling for his head. But, yeah, he can go back to Manchester if he wants and help Pep, because he's not doing it in London for me.
Some scathing words outside in the comment section below if you agree. Love you, by the way. See you in a bit.